Alright, wonderful, fuckfaces. Welcome back to artwod beginner roadmap, the grind node specifically. We are doing single rounding, right? We draw a box, we round it, the corners, whatever. I'm doing more complicated version. You can just do the simple one. And I personally am making it more difficult because I'm just rotating them as well. The actual practice is just you draw a bunch of fucking boxes like this, and then you just do one or two single roundings inside of them, right? But I'm more advanced than what artwod wants, so I have to make up. I mean, still use what the fuck? Voice almost just shat itself. Still use the template, but either way, draw along. Come on, practice your single rounding. Practice your shapes. Practice rotation if you have the skill to do so, right? But more than anything, stop being a lazy piece of shit and practice your fundamentals. Right? If that insulted you, please like, subscribe, and get your pen or pencil out, preferably pen. Let's do this. Anyways, I'm still trying to figure out an intro, but I feel as if no introduction will be necessary, because the more skilled I get, the more people themselves will be curious enough as to who I am and why I'm this good and why I'm so handsome, just through the voice in and of itself. Lole, lole, lole. So yeah, still trying to figure out an interesting shape design of sorts, but it's fun because right now I'm actually rotating these shapes based off of memory, which is a great way to practice just understanding the shapes that I draw, right? But I'm just trying to think out loud. What's a nice shape? Okay, we could do something like... See, actually, I should... Yeah, there you go. Something like that. That curve is not... Like this right here, it's not curved enough. Right, and then we can actually... It doesn't always need to be rounded. Right? Something like that. There you go. Wait, is that correct? I think that is correct. Sometimes it's hard to tell, but... See, that's the curve it should have been. The one on the back is more accurate. And the funny thing is, I didn't even mean to do it, but you see how this shape can already resemble goggles of sorts, right? So this practice is very helpful in just getting a general shape language down, right? Not that I know always what a general shape language can be, but that's why I'm here. I'm here to learn, right? And I hope that you're here to learn as well. See, I did a harsher rounding for the shape behind. And then we shall do something like... See, I didn't want these lines to be as thick as they are, but these are mistakes that occur and encourage me to be more careful, right? See, and I didn't even align that properly over here on the right. But now I have to remember this shape. So let's take a nice long look at it before I rotate it, right? So let me just think, because I think I'm allowed to give myself the liberty to look at it while I rotate it in my mind, right? It's only afterwards that I shouldn't look at it, but rotating this in the mind is also very difficult, mind you. Also, this is incorrect. This is too harsh of a curve. It should have been more subtle in comparison to this, I believe. Or is it accurate? I don't fucking know anymore. Okay, maybe it is correct. Who knows? Who knows? But... Oh, maybe I can do something like this. As a sort of marker. Right, there you go. Just as a sort of cutout. There. There you go. So that way, it should be a bit easier to understand exactly what's going on. Okay, but I really have to memorize this shape. So I have this, it's rounded, comes in, it's a harsher curve, right? And then we have a diagonal cutout. And adjacent to that side is where that is. Okay. I'm gonna try not to look at it. Hold up. I'm gonna close my eyes, try to think about that shape again. Oof, remembering this is gonna be tough because I'm literally trying not to look at this shape, even though it's very difficult, and then I have to rotate it. Okay, so something like this, right? Then we have to think about that. Okay, so I think at least I've got this part down. I know it's not perfect because I'm sure the length and the width have flaws, but I'm trying to think because this is facing down right now, right? And then adjacent to that is where the opening is. I'm trying to look away from the page while I think this because obviously that's cheating otherwise. Okay. Okay, I think I have an understanding. Right. It is something like this. Oh god, I looked at the reference by accident, but it was just a glance. I think this was supposed to be much longer too. Okay, so that's a mistake. These lines that I've created here are definitely a mistake. And then something like that. Needs it to be aligned with this. Right? Align that decently well. And then we can have, okay, that's a little bit misaligned. These lines are too thick. Something like that. And then this is just curving in. Did I do it? I think I did it. Wow, I did do it. Oh, but this has to be much higher. Okay, so I made this too short. Wow, that's not bad. Like proportion-wise, it's pretty mediocre, but the fact that from memory, I'm slowly building the ability to see this in my mind. That's not bad at all. Let me think. Okay, so we know that this, yeah, should have been longer. Okay, that would have helped in this becoming larger as well. Right, this backside is a bit too big. I could have thought a bit better here regarding the curve. These two are actually pretty decent. And this shape is not perfect by any means, but, and again, like this curve isn't the best, but that's not bad at all. All right, one more, I say. Another, another. I'm just gonna draw. Okay, so should I have something on the inside here? Right. Maybe I should. I should probably color this in, otherwise it might look see-through. I guess this is kind of a toaster design that you could also say as well. There you go. A little bit of a unique application. Not that unique, it's pretty simple, but either way. Okay, let's try doing this from memory again. I just need to think about a way to rotate it. Let's think. Okay, I think I got it. So I'll do it down here. Okay, yeah. It's gonna be a bit lower. Might have to lift the page up a little. But let's see. Oh wait, I'm losing the shape. Hold up. Okay, it's like that. Okay. I might still mess this up a little bit, but wait, I literally lost it. You see how difficult this is? I'm trying to think. Okay, so something like right, and then that's more curved. So that was very incorrect. This was extremely incorrect. This should have been definitely more curved. So yeah, definitely fucked this up a decent amount. But that's the beautiful part of it, is that I fucked it up. Because if I didn't fuck it up, then there's no room to grow. Right? You see, these long continuous lines, while I keep the grid in mind, are the most difficult of them all. Right? So now we know perspective's off too, because that's going one way, that's going another. So I fucked that up as well. Let's see, okay, and then the cover back there. There you go. So this is obviously the worst one, right? Okay, now I can look at it. So, okay, the big issue with this one especially is the perspective, right? This is going one way, this is going the other. Therefore, these two lines are diverging, right? This is relatively aligned. This is diverging a bit as well, right? And the thing is that diverging mistake applies to both this shape that's resting on top of it as well as the one behind it, underneath it, right? This actually wouldn't be as noticeable if it wasn't for the fact that the larger shape behind it, the larger rounding behind it, is equally as much of a divergent mistake. But apart from that, again, this could have been much longer. Should have come up to here roughly, right? That's not bad. It's pretty good. Good. The fact that I'm doing this from memory now is actually it's great. It's a wonderful challenge. This really feels good. But anyways, let me rest my brain. Drink some water. I encourage you to do so as well. Thank you. How entertaining it must be to listen to me swallow and spit. But not at the same time. That's very difficult. Okay. Now, the next shape. Yeah, the next shape. Let's keep going. But I fucking love, I love drawing, man. I love building these skills. It's so fun. Okay, this one was underneath, so this one I'll do. Let's do something a bit larger, because that way we can just fill up the space and move on to the next page, right? Something like that. There you go. This way I can really practice proportion in terms of making sure things are spaced evenly as well. Pretty bit of a subpar box though. Ugh. Jesus Christ, this is what happens when you eat, drink water, and draw. The brain does not work. Okay, what is something hard surfacey? Again, what is something hard surfacey that we can do? Right? Now this is gonna be a difficult angle to draw from, which is good. Okay. Apart from, I love, you see how like these lines are also clean and then everything else went to shit. It's wonderful. Beautiful. Those lines went to shit as well. But I'm not done yet. We'll just have two of these placed very close together. Okay, I didn't even round that other side. So that was a mistake. Should have rounded that a bit more. And then we will have, I'm just trying to think. Then we can have, this one's actually going to require a lot of memorization, which is good. I always want to be challenging myself. Right, there you go. That is the little things I have to keep in mind. And everything else can be pretty fucking basic. But we just have to think which way it's going to be basic on. We'll make it... Okay, let's do something like this. Right. There you go. It's going over that corner. Honestly, it should have been the other side that I did it on, but I'm still trying to figure things out, right? There you go. That should have been curved much more, but again, hand-eye coordination is another thing that needs work, right? There you go. That's the shape. What a shape that is. Very difficult. But it doesn't have to be that difficult because I've created landmarks, right? So really the only thing to keep in mind is that this elongated rounded shape that's wrapping around is on the plane side, right? This is the plane. So as long as I understand that, honestly, I think drawing this should be pretty simple. Let me spend however long it takes, I guess. It's at least 10, 20 seconds to really internalize this. Okay, I think I'm ready. Right, and then it goes over like so. It's a very heavy rounded, something like that. That probably actually isn't even long enough, I don't think. This should have been much longer. And I think it's too thick, actually, as well. But that's just the way the cookie crumbles, as Bruce Almighty once said. It's good. And then we can have this. Actually might be wrong what I'm doing right here. Then again, I am doing this off of memory, so we must cope and make as many excuses as possible. Right? Oop, that's completely incorrect rounding on the backside. And then before we do that, let's get this going. Okay, and if this is... Wait, we have to think about what the fuck, which way am I being oriented? There you go. Always got to think about the perspective, right? Especially when it's difficult to think about. Okay, that's diverging a little bit. How'd I do? Not bad. This should have been more centered and larger. This should have been a little bit larger, perhaps. This in general is like, it's slightly smaller than this. You see, that's too small. So everything is just a bit too small. But shape-wise, not too bad, to be honest. Right? In terms of, like, funny enough, everything in relation to it, it's the other, all shapes in relation to the other shapes are pretty decently accurate. But yeah, it's mainly just the overall size. Everything could have been slightly larger. This should have been slightly more elongated. So should have this. These should have been wider and further apart, these two. I think this shape was the only one that was relatively accurate. But even then, it's too, it's not wide enough, right? It's not thick enough. But wonderful. Okay, let's do another one. Okay. Oh, this is already way too thick. But it's okay. Yeah, that's fine. And then something like this, I believe, is accurate. I know the lines are very messy, but I think overall it works out. This is where we need stellar understanding of the grid. Right, this in particular, this right here. Because everything I'm doing here requires me to be able to understand the construction lines and what's being warped. Also made that way too small. There you go. Well, that's an error. Right, I corrected it, but it's still an error nonetheless. Error? Error. Right. These are all mistakes. All these lines that I'm making. Very, very minor but important mistakes. Minor but important. Put that on a dictionary. Alright. Yeah, see, too thick. I tried doing it from the other side, right? Too thick here. Not wide enough in this plane, right? Funny enough, these two are the same good size, and I knew it. Like I knew I messed up when I made this too short. Like the thing is, the thickness was determined by the length of this, and when I decided to curve it, if I decided to curve it just a bit past, it would have fixed everything. This length, the size of this is good. Placement is decent. So yeah, see, there's always something. But that was wonderful. That really worked my brain. Okay, let me rest my brain. Speaking of, right, let's all rest together. I hope you're having a grand old time drawing rounded corners. Yes. All right, wonderful. Yeah, damn. Drawing these shapes from memory is doing a fucking amazing thing. It's actually amazing for my spatial reasoning and just committing, right? Understanding shapes in general. Let's see, what did I do this from the top? Yeah. Okay, so I'll now do a box in the bottom view, right? Something like this. And let's make it relatively long, right? There's still a lot more I could be thinking about, for sure. So I'm trying to keep that in mind. But slow and steady. Okay, what do I want with this shape? Okay, well, I just thought of something. Let's just execute it. I'm really liking the diagonals. Actually, wait, with that in mind. Right, can I do something like this? Something like that, right? Well, I was trying to create a diagonal there, but shape didn't work out too well. But I could still... Yeah, because it is diagonal, right? So we could just... There you go. Something hard surfacey. That looks like a ventilation system. Or that looks like vents in general. And then... Yeah, again, we could do something like... See, the lines are poor. But slowly but surely, they will get better, right? Well, at least that's the hope. I mean, it's not really a hope. The more I focus on it, the better it'll get. The better it will get, right? Let's align that a little there. It's okay. We'll just... There you go. That's our shape. And yes, I could make it symmetrical on the other side too, but the asymmetry forces me to actually understand the placement of the shape. The thing is, and the way I'm thinking about it is, if I made it symmetrical, if I did this on the other side exactly, then it doesn't matter which way I rotate it. It'll be easier to just think about how it'll be easier to make the rest of the shape. Because if I just make, let's say I rotate this, right? And then I orient it in a different spot, like this plane right here. And I'm like, oh wait, shit, I drew it on the wrong side. If it's symmetrical, then it doesn't matter that I drew it on the wrong side, because I can just draw technically what's supposed to be the other one, right? But because this is asymmetrical, or it's just on one side, I genuinely have to think about that, which is important. You know, we want to be able to think. So, okay, so let me analyze this shape. Okay, I think I got it. Okay, well, I already kind of fucked it up a little, but it's okay. I definitely fucked it up, but it's okay. And I made it way too long. That's another thing. But again, that's okay too, because this is how we learn, right? I didn't attach this properly. That's also another issue. These lines are way too thick. It's gonna intrude on what the next line is gonna be. You see, I'm sort of narrating all my mistakes as I go along. I'm trying to make you, as well as myself, aware that I am aware of all the problems occurring, right? The more we know, the more we can do, right? Because understanding your mistakes is probably even more important. It's not even probably, what am I saying? It's definitely more important than the mistakes you make in and of itself, because that's how we can rectify them, right? That was a mistake as well. That was a mistake in rounding, that's for sure. And again, trying to understand. And then this is a cutout that occurs here. Where it stops, I clearly do not remember it because I did not pay attention, right? How'd I do? Okay, so yeah, this should have been much longer. This should have been much thinner. This diagonal should have been longer as well. This should have been pronounced more. Yeah, so if I just kept going with this diagonal and then turned it and then rounded it here, it would have solved 90% of the problems. Okay, so this shape in general isn't long enough. And what else? Well, these are obviously too small because there wasn't enough space to put this. Okay, and this comes roughly to just a bit before, where this stops, this cutout stops, but just before, just a bit before this shape ends. I'm trying to find the right words to describe this, obviously, as well. And okay, let's try again. This all comes down to the grid. Now I made this way too big. That's just a fact. I made this way too fucking big. But that's okay, because these things happen. Yeah, way too big. There you go. See, we'll see one of them, I think. Probably should have seen both of them, but that's on me. And then we will just wrap it around like so. Something like that, right? And this has to be okay. I think I made it long enough, but we don't really see anything from this side because it's on the other side, right? Unless I'm making it that side. Let me think. Okay, yeah, we do see it from this side. And again, I'm trying my best not to pay attention to the adjacent shapes. Should stop right around there, I believe. Trying my best being the operative word. Right? And let's make these lines. There you go. Okay, that was completely inaccurate. I fucked up the perspective horrendously. Wonderful, that's actually amazing. Yeah, see? So this perspective, initially the box was like this. But I completely lost that. I completely, absolutely lost the fuck out of that when I created... Yeah, when I did this. Because even this, the minor axis like that, but I just didn't connect it properly. But the intent was there, which is nice. But again, this is too thick, right? Yeah, I lost that. Damn, that's incredible. You see how like I can get... It's so easy to get zoomed in, even with all my quote-unquote experience in not doing this, right? In trying to keep everything in mind. When you have to memorize it and you're also trying to visualize the entire shape, it's very difficult. Very, very, very difficult. So yeah, you can see this looks pretty fucking retarded now. Because this should have been like that. Yeah, see? Okay, that's fine. Let me rest my brain. And then we shall move onwards with whatever the next series of shapes will be. Wunderbar. Wait, see how something like this problem only occurs if you're not visualizing? And still the proportions are too small. Which is another issue. Right? But this is a problem that's occurred solely because I genuinely wasn't thinking about the grid as much as I should have. Right? It's purely a problem of visualization and understanding perspective. Right? So it happens even to a god such as myself. Let it be known. God damn it. Okay, that burp is not coming out. It's from the top. Okay, let's do one from the bottom. Let's do something really long. And how about something that's just more of a quote unquote... Yeah, I guess more of a perfect square, right? Oh well. Fuck that up. I pulled a broken draw. His lines disconnect like that too, which he was bitching about in yesterday's stream. You see that, Tyrion? Even I make mistakes, such as yourself. You fucking amateur. Immature. Anyways, it's like when a kid discovers helium. That's me when I discover words and the fact that they rhyme. Butter. Betty had a butter for the butter. Just like that. Okay. Hard surface. The thing is, like, with these hard surface, especially, I'm limiting myself, right? It's like constraints create creativity. That's the whole thing that Antonio says, founder of artwod, link in description. I'm sure I already showed them earlier on. But if I didn't, I guess it's too late. But yeah, he talks, because right now my constraint is solely just only using single rounding for design. Right, so what do we know about design? Well, we know design has symmetry. What else do we know? We also know design has asymmetry. I love how I'm the one questioning this, even though I'm in fucking design. Like, I'm a UX designer. But I'm still, when it comes to art, It's a completely different topic. Right? Because I can't just be like, oh, symmetry, yeah, it's quite. Right? You have to think about everything that it encompasses. Because you're not just I'm not just using Figma as a fucking design software, right? I'm literally drawing my design software, if that makes sense. I have to think about draftsmanship. I have to think about the grid that everything is placed in. And then only after that do I have the liberty to think about design. So this entire thing was a huge mistake, but the point is I'm trying, right? So if that's yeah, the perspective's a bit off too. Surprisingly difficult to think about. And just to make it even more difficult, let's do something like there you go, like a little cutout here, right? You know, that rounding is a little excessive. Okay, now I gotta figure out how to rotate this. Because there are no hard edges. I've created no hard edges. This is basically multiple rounding, which I wasn't intending on doing, but I ended up doing anyways. This is basically multiple rounding. What the fuck? I did that intuitively too, god damn it. Making things hard. Which is fine, but I cry. Okay, let's that's our box. Okay, I don't want to look at it, so let me just get what I can. All right. How do I do this? Something like and then what is it? Something like that. And same thing here. I don't even know if this is accurate. I'm just gonna have to believe in the heart of the Vagu. That's me. I'm the Vagu. Okay. I'm trying not to look at this. Let's see. It was rotated. So this should be something like this already. And this is just something like that. What the fuck do we have here? Something like that. Okay, I'm looking at this now. That made no sense. Yeah, why did it turn into multiple rounding? I don't know why I did that. It was an accident. Clearly this is a mistake, because this line is a slightly different orientation. This should have been longer. This shape in general is not helping, but I did try to think as much as I could about it. Should have been larger too. Something like that, right? Yeah. And then This is okay. I actually got this down pretty decently, these two shapes. They should have been larger, actually. Or the shape around it should have been smaller. This is a perfect square. This is more of a rectangle. So that's the main issue. Okay, let's do it again. This time I want something like this. Okay. God, I already kind of fucked it up. But you know, that sort of negative language isn't going to get us anywhere, is it now? No, it isn't. But either way, I already kind of fucked it up. Made that too thin. Right. I have to think about the grid that it's a part of. But these are way too close together. There you go. Something like that. Okay. Yeah, way too close together. Diagonal wasn't pronounced enough. Really, the lines, everything about this is proportionally just incorrect. But I may have also been rushing it in my mind, right? So that's a problem too. Either way, I mean, I will be doing this at one point, right? Multiple rounding, imagination, rotation, memory, blah, 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 bullshit. So it wasn't a bad exercise. I think I should have just taken more time. Definitely should have taken more time. But either way, should I even rest my brain? Yeah, might as well rest my brain. It's not a big deal. All right, cool. Let me draw another shape. This one will make kind of longish. Right. It's already somehow been 47 minutes, so I'll do my best to concentrate. I have to fill up gas after this. Costco is apparently it's $1.26, so that's nice. That makes me happy. At the very least, my dad's like, fill that shit up, go to Costco. And I'm like, all right, bet. All right. Cool. Some sort of diagonal. We'll even add this. And then we can do this, right? But that's not all, folks. So we're gonna fuck it all up by doing this. There you go. Get some asymmetry. Just a little. Yeah, I randomly got this idea while I was resting my brain, so see, it does help. Oh, but that is way too thick. And then we can have another one over here. So something like let's try to follow the grid now. best of our ability. Okay, that's not too bad. Cool. Obviously, kind of fucked that up a little. And yeah, you know what, let's just continue to make it difficult. Let's just have it end like this. Yeah, just a little bit past. Just a little bit. It is converging slightly. Well, this shape is converging, these are not, so that's a mistake, but either way, it looks relatively believable, which is all that matters. Now I need to rotate it. This is actually not even that difficult to rotate, I think, even from memory, but it's best to, yeah, I don't know what the fuck I'm trying to say, let's just focus on the proportions, right? I already think I made it too small. Most likely already made it too small. But it's okay, these are just things that happen. Right? So let's end around there. Let's bring it out here. Okay, that rounding was incorrect. But again, I'm really happy because I'm building the ability to smoothly, I say as I create shit lines, to smoothly transfer these things over, right? To the best of my ability. Go, think about the grid, connect it. Again, trying to think about these. That's way too thin at the back. There you go. That's a bit off, actually. Yeah, see, too small. But where one skill diminishes in one specific attempt, like this proportion, the consistency of my lines are getting slightly better. So always have something to look forward to. Always have something. But yeah, we need to focus on the size of the shape. It's not about the size of your strength, but the strength of your heart. Hercules, spoken by Zeus. What is that? I don't know, fucking 1997 or some shit. The year I was born, good year. Many things happened that year, such as Pokemon. Well, it lived and died within the first, what, like 10, 11 years of my being alive? 13 years? Black and White 2, last good Pokemon game. Fight me, you piece of shit. But either way. What direction do I want this in? I think I struggle with this angle, so let's do the angle that I struggle with. Yeah, definitely struggle with this angle. So let's... Yeah, see? That's a huge struggle. Okay, so I didn't make this long enough, I don't think. And then we have this, right, comes around the other side. Still really trying to see the grid, although it may be more difficult. Now that I'm at the tail end of my practice, but always trying to see the perspective grid, even while I'm drawing these from memory, right? That is how we see. That's diverging a little bit, but we can just fix that here by doing this, and then this is going to be the most subpar attempt for sure, because you see this is diverging, this I tried to make it back, I didn't take into account this length. So that's the thing, I'm always keeping in mind, do not fret, random viewer. I'm well aware of my flaws, much more than you are, because they're my flaws. It's kind of self-explanatory. Right. And look, this ended up becoming way too big. Like, I don't even care that I'm looking at this anymore, because there's not really much left else to do. Much else left to do. What the fuck? Much less elf to do? What the fuck did I just say? Yeah, this weight became way too big. But it's also because I drew these shapes too largely. Yeah, well, either way it's a problem, right? Okay, so we don't really see the bottom side. But yeah, okay, cool. How much time do I have? I have 4 minutes. So I'm gonna rest my brain and we'll do it again. I'm gonna try not to rush. I don't care if I go 5-10 minutes over. It's not a big deal. But yeah, let me rest my brain. And you shall do so as well. Yeah, that's a huge mistake there. That's way too long. But anyways. Doobity-gabbity-goo, I'm here to butt fuck you. Let's go. Now that I've had my war cry out in the open, it is time to let the tears stream onto the page. Alright, what? It was this way, so that's underneath. Okay, let's do one on top. And we'll just make it, I guess, a bit longer as well. Fuck it up just like Tyrion does. Your boy. Am I murmuring too much? Fuck it up just like Tyrion does. Your boy. Or is it Tyrion? I think it's Tyrion. Listen, I don't do well with ethnic names, especially my own. But let's see. Hard surface, hard surface. Helicopter, helicopter. Same shit, right? So, hard surface. Single rounding. Let's see Paul Allen single rounding. Okay, an idea is forming. It is also forming. It has formed. Okay. There you go. Ta-da! I know I took a huge liberty there, because this is not the fucking shape that I'm basing it off of. But I think I've done that before enough times, so we're just going to continue onwards. There you go. I mean, this is pretty cool. This could look like an ornament or an attachment or a design for a helmet, right? Like, I think we could all imagine some sort of helmet shape, some shoulder pads, something, right? You see how, and even like this with robots or anything that isn't hard surface mechanical, right? But in this case, it is going to be for something hard surface mechanical. Yeah, and then we just have to follow along. Ta-da! This should be good practice for spatial reasoning, I guess, hopefully. Not gonna really see the backside of this, because it's just gonna come around, come back around. I'm trying to think if one more thing could be added. Probably can, most definitely can. In fact, we could do it right now. There you go. Literally, even though that line was horrendous. Right? There you go. Something like that. Ta-da! Right? More single rounding. Woot! What the fuck did I woot? What? I don't know why I did that. I'm not really a woot type of person. I meant to say woohoo! But even then, that feels quite uncomfortable. Okay, let's draw. Wait, what am I saying? I can't just draw this, I have to memorize this. Let's memorize. Wooji, 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 wooji. Lots of woojing happening. Not bad. Let's try to let's try to actually fucking think instead of just making SpongeBob noises. Or is that just a noise I came up with and I'm attributing to SpongeBob? I don't know. So let's see. Okay, well at the very least, I should just understand that it's a slight diagonal, stops right at the edge, then diagonal again all the way, and this one juts out. So what I should do... Okay, let's try this. Right, so it's a... It's a slight diagonal, so this is the plane that I have. So it should be something like this, right? And there it goes. Just like that is a slight diagonal back. Just all the way over here. Again, I could be off, but it's okay. We're just trying to figure things out right now. Right? Let's establish the perspective. Before I fuck it up. Okay, wonderful. Now I can do something like this. There you go. This curves all the way around. It's a bit larger. Curves all the way back. Curves back around like so. Right, this we don't really see the backside as much, not there anyways. And then we just connect it. Ta-da! I don't know if that's super accurate, but from what I recall, without trying my best not to look at the shape, I think that's what it is. And then we have... Okay, yeah, so we have something like this. Right? And then it just goes down. How did I do? That's not bad. This... Wow, that's not bad at all. That's actually not that fucking bad at all. Cool. That's pretty fucking decent. That's pretty fucking decent. There you go. Yeehaw, that's decent. There you go. There, that's better. Okay, I did forget to add this. There you go. Okay. So maybe it's a bit too long. Oh, it's definitely too long here. but at the same time it is converging a little bit. I think this is diverging, so that's an error. An error. This is misaligned. That's an error, right? Because I didn't see that properly. But overall, that's not bad at all. I should do this upside down. Because, yeah, it's been an hour and 5 minutes. Okay, I'll just do one more shape here. That's gonna fuck the thumbnail up, obviously, because my entire hand's gonna be covering everything. I'll sacrifice it for the greater good. Okay. There you go, that's that shape. I made this too large, I'm pretty sure. And there's the rounding that's occurring, the more significant rounding. Same with here, the more significant rounding. Yeah, this is way too big. And then we have the shape. The shape to end all shapes. There you go. Because it goes down and then it juts out a little like so, right? Ta-da! Perspective is a bit off on the left side of that shape. That's okay, because I asked for this. There you go. There you go. Okay, it's way too big, of course, but it's still relatively the same shape, which is nice. So progress has been made. It's not bad, to be honest. The fact that I'm able to slightly remember these shapes a bit better, honestly, I'm very proud of myself, and I think you should all be proud of me as well. That's it. That's all I have to say. No, you should be proud of yourself because you listened to my wonderful teaching of things such as that's a bit off, and that's a fucked up line, right? You must have learned quite a bit from myself, so you're welcome. And I hope you had fun drawing, right? I'm gonna call it there. I hope you had a good time. I hope you challenged yourself. I hope you like, subscribe, all that good shit. And with that being said, as always, fuck you for watching. Keep drawing, and please give me the money.